Like, I had a funny feeling deep down that there were probably some creative medieval torture devices for women specifically. And once again, I was right. What can I say? I just, like, no lot. I don't know. It's just like something told me. It's been called one of the most misogynistic torture devices for women ever made. Congratulations. Most of the time, it was actually husbands that would request their wives to be subjected to this type of torture. Oh, yeah. Your dirty-ass husband could be like, I'm tired of her ass. Which, it was used on the unruly lower-class women in order to be put in line and taught a lesson. I'm talking about a device called the Scold's Bridle. Now, let me tell you about this shit. One of the earliest uses of the Scold's Bridle was in 1567 on a Scottish woman named Bessie. Oh, Bessie. Now, Bessie did one of the worst things you could possibly do during this time. I know. Wait for it. She called out a man for lying. How dare she? Bessie? Get it together, Bessie. How dare you, Bessie? It was a big deal. How I am so, every day I wake up, I say, praise God, I was not born back then, because what the fuck? Like, it must have sucked. Oh my God, right? Am I right? High five. Great. So I guess Bessie was buying something from a man in town. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing, but I am. Because Bessie was buying something from a man in town. And she accused him of ripping her off in front of the townspeople. So the man demanded Bessie be put in the Scold's Bridle. How dare she disrespect him? Fuck her, though, It was called a Scold's Bridle because in medieval time, a scold was essentially a woman from the lower class who, didn't hold back when it came to speaking out and giving her opinions. And a bridle is that thing that goes, in a horse's mouth. So the person who's riding the horse can stop him from galloping away by pulling the rope. Horse Lessons 101 with me, Bailey Sarian. So the bridle goes in the mouth and there's reins and stuff, right? Or whatever. And you're sitting on the horse. And then if the horse is galloping, you want him to slow down or just stop in general, you pull back. And this bar, here's my hairbrush, goes like this. Bridle. And that's basically what it did for women too. Let me describe this thing to you guys. There were definitely a few different forms of it throughout the years, but the one Bessie had to endure was a mask made of a really heavy metal iron. Now it had a metal strap on the top and the sides so it would fit tightly onto a woman's head and be really hard to take off. You couldn't take it off, to be honest. On top of the mask, there were these spiky metal twisted animal horns. There were cutouts around the eyes, nose, and also mouth. And if you take a look at the picture, it looks like a scary, haunting metal, demon mask from a Saw movie. Let's be a Saw. I want to fuck me up when I was a kid. Once the mask was placed on top of a woman's head, she would have to open her mouth to insert a metal gag. This gag was a flat piece of metal with a large spike on it, pointing down towards the tongue. That way if she talked, you see what would happen if she tried to talk? She'd be stabbing her tongue, her mouth. It was just scary and uncomfortable, but most of all humiliating because you would have to walk around with this shit on, especially if your bozo husband was the one who requested you be put in the bridle. Husbands would tie a leash to their wives who were wearing the Scold's Bridle and force her to parade around town. Oh, God. In Bessie's case, she was paraded around town, on this walk of shame, while blood was dripping out of her mouth. And then worst of all, the townspeople were actually encouraged to harass the women. So they're please feel free to spit, assault, I don't know, just do shit to them, make them feel bad. And they did just that while the husband is dragging poor Bessie around. So that's fun, huh? Thoughts, reflections? No, you cannot parade me around town with that on, Joan, you sick bitch. I will not put that on for you.